another week of Cardano for Seniors. This is week 6, and we're going to cover the different blockchains that are available to invest in. Now, this is not financial advice. This is just exposing you to the world of cryptocurrencies and DeFi with an emphasis on Cardano. Cardano for Seniors was developed to help educate newbies, beginners, seniors, anybody about cryptocurrency DeFi with an emphasis on risk management. 1,000 different blockchains. Most of them are public and open source, but there are a number of, and it's starting to increase and grow, but private blockchains by companies, something that's internal to their organization. We're not concerned about those right now. We are concerned, what we're looking at are the public blockchains and ones that may make sense for a senior to invest in. And again, I'm going to emphasize this. This is not financial advice, and I strongly recommend, and I will always recommend, do your own research and do your own due diligence. Which brings up a little aside. There's 2 events that are happening that I will be attending in the DYOR, do your own due diligence, DYODD, whatever it is. But I am going to be attending the CNFT conference in Las Vegas, which is October 8th to 9th. And we haven't gone over NFTs yet. It is part of the DeFi world. Some people think of them just as art pieces, but they're being used in music, and they're being used as tokens and coins and different things, and I want to find out more about them. So I'm going to be attending the CNFT conference, and if you live around Las Vegas, if you're interested in non-fungible tokens, NFT, and when I say CNFT, because it's specific to the Cardano network or blockchain, so it's Cardano non-fungible token. There is the conference. The tickets are fairly inexpensive. I believe they're $60, or for full-blown tickets, or $25 for general admission. They don't get you the memorial or the NFT that's being issued for the conference. But it's a good conference. There's going to be some great speakers, and it's an educational platform to learn about NFTs. That's why I'm attending. And the other one is, it's called Rare Bloom, and it's in Gaylord Rockies, Colorado. And it's a full-blown Cardano-specific conference. There'll be speakers from IOG, which is the home office, from Cardano Foundation, from Catalyst, from projects within Cardano that have been seed funded and have grown up and are now producing products. So that's going to be an eye-opener, and that's October 14th and 15th. So I believe my bride and I will be attending, and we'll tell you more about it. We'll broadcast live on this show. But getting back to the purpose of this show, week 6, the 1,000 blockchains. We can't, nobody can keep track of them, really. If you have an AI system, artificial intelligence, you might be able to do that. You can use products like CoinMarketCap to screen them. Binance has a software, and you can go into the Google Store or the Apple Store, and you can search on cryptocurrencies and who's doing the best thing to track them and all this. I'm a senior. I'm an old guy. Yeah, I used to be a financial advisor a long time ago, and an insurance broker and tax advisor. We did taxes. I had 5 offices. It's a long time ago. I've been a farmer for 20 years. I grow grapes. I go out and I prune my vines and I talk to my vines. No one talks back to me. Very little paperwork with vines and fruit. We grow cherry trees and blueberries and cider apples, and we make wine and hard cider. So it's been 20 years. So none of this is financial advice. This is just common sense. When I got into this, as I told you in earlier sessions, my son Kevin got me into crypto. I went into a whole lot of different projects, and I bought coins and Doge and you name it, I bought it. I had about 40 different projects that I had money invested in, and I didn't know a damn thing about them. And some of them I still don't know, but I'm not in them. I got in just before the boom started taking off, so I did okay. I started selling them, and there's tax consequences to that, but I whittled them down. I took out my old investing cap, I dusted it off, and I started doing my due diligence and reading up on every blockchain I could get my head wrapped around. And I came down to tracking probably 10 projects, and I have investments in 5 of them. Nothing sizable other than Cardano, which is my largest holdings. I have some Bitcoin, I have some Ethereum, I have some Litecoin, I have some Dogecoin, Stellar, Algorand, Shibarium. So I guess it's a little bit more than 5 coins, but it's not a lot. It's a little bit just to keep my interest there, so I read the bulletins about them. Now, how many coins are there? Google says 1,000 blockchains. How many coins? Coin Market Cap says there are 17,543 different cryptocurrencies. How can you wrap your head around that? So as a senior, I want to be fairly safe with my money, with my fiat, which is the United States currency that I use, USD. I want to convert it into other than fiat, so I have a different vehicle. So I, as I discussed last week, went to CEX's, CEX, and I converted my fiat into a stable coin, which is something like USD, USDT, there's a few others, Tether, but you have to use the stable coin that the CEX that you're involved with uses, and then you can either buy directly from your USD that you funded from your bank account or a credit card, and you can then buy a cryptocurrency. So I, as a senior, figured out that I wanted to be fairly secure, fairly safe. I know I'm taking a risk. It's part of risk management, and it's 67 years old. Some people say I shouldn't be in cryptocurrency at all, and they may be right. I chose otherwise. But within those parameters, I wanted to earn some passive income, and I wanted to be fairly safe, and I wanted to be able to spend it or pay things when and if I needed to. So I whittled down the 20, 30 different projects I went into to, as I said, yeah, I said 5, but it's probably 10. But I track actively Bitcoin. I'm reading them off a list here. Ethereum, Solana, Litecoin, Algorand, Osmo, which is the Juno Atom Network, Stellar, and Cardano, of course, Doge, Polkadot, Shibarium. There's a couple of others that I pay attention to, but I don't really follow. Solano is one of those. Polygon, AVAX, Chainlink. I keep an eye on them. I don't have investments in them. Now, what should you do is probably the question that's popping in your mind. What's right for you? And that's where DYOR comes in. Do your own research and do your own due diligence. Doesn't mean you have to go to a show like I'm going to, but I do this YouTube channel, so I want to get out there. I want to meet people. I want to see who the people are behind the projects, and then I can tell you about them. Doesn't mean it's financial advice, because it is not. All I'm doing is reporting on my findings. So for your investment, let's discuss it a little bit. Bitcoin, if you recall from one of the first weeks, was the very first blockchain that was invented. Its token, its symbol is BTC, Bitcoin, and many consider it the gold standard of blockchain. That's because it was the first one out. It has a limited number. It is a proof of work, so you have to mine it with computers, and they solve an algorithm, and when they solve the algorithm, they get a prize, and they call it a coin, and in this case, a Bitcoin. So that's one to keep your mind, your eye on is Bitcoin. Ethereum, in many people's minds, is the silver standard of blockchain. Like Bitcoin is the gold, Ethereum, symbol ETH, is the silver standard. That also is a proof of work network. It's mined. Litecoin is another one. I like Litecoin. I don't see too much upside potential. It's fairly stable. It's very easy to spend, has some pros and cons to it. Symbol is LTC. Also a mining or proof of work blockchain. Those are basically the three proof of work blockchains that I follow. I'm not really invested too heavily in them, though I did buy ETH2, which is a split. It's a hard fork that they're waiting on, should happen in a week to a couple of days, and it's a forking of Ethereum, and it's going to go over to proof of stake type system like Cardano. It's got problems, Ethereum, and that's where you have to do your research. You have to find out what the problems are, what the pros and cons are for each one, and weigh whether it's worthwhile investing in them. I don't want to invest in any of these coins unless I'm getting a passive income to them. The next one is Algorand. ALGO is the symbol. That can earn you some passive income if you get into the governance system. And it's not a passive thing. It happens 4 times a year. You need to have your tokens in a DEX wallet, one of the Algorand wallets. I use Para, and you hook your wallet up to the governance system. It's not hard to do. It's very easy. It's almost intuitive, and you register, and then at the end of the quarter, there's a couple of, because you're now one of the governors when you do that of this blockchain, and you have a say. The Osmo network is a very interesting collection of different blockchains, layer 2s and stuff like that. The main coin is Atom, ATOM. It was way up there, and now it's crypto winter, they call it, so it's come down in price. It has with it Osmo, OSMO, Juno, JUNO, which is one of the big ones. And the interesting thing is they pay some high interest. Juno, I think, is about 38%. Osmo is like 10%, and Atom is like 15%. It's a blockchain that's very easy to move tokens around. So what you have to do is on your SEX, like I use Coinbase, and I don't receive any money or any sponsorship from Coinbase. It's just what I found easiest. I was using KuCoin and MetaMask and a whole bunch of others. I've settled on Coinbase. So you would buy Atom and you would put it into your wallet, and in a DEX, the Osmo DEX, you would convert your Atom to, say, Juno, and you would stake your Juno. And they have validators in there. I happen to like a validator called Cleomedes, Kleomeds, started by a young Italian guy, pretty smart dude, and he's come up with a formula where when you stake with him, he's creating his own tokens. So not only do you get the interest in the form of additional Juno, but by staking with Cleomedes, you get Cleomedes tokens, KLEO. So you're kind of getting a double dip, and that's one of the reasons I like that. Stellar is another one. I have a little bit in there. It's XLM, and you can earn interest by converting your XLM into YXLM, and you hold them in your Stellar wallet. I find Lobster to be the better of the wallets. There's a couple of others. I had problems with one. I don't want to mention it. So I use Lobster, and I convert all except a few XLMs into YXLMs. Now, off staking that, I earned some Aqua, which is another chain within the Stellar organization. And not only did I earn some interest of YXLM, which is about, I think it's 4%. It equals out and it changes a little bit, but it's about 4%. But now suddenly out of that, I have all this Aqua, which I didn't buy. It's not worth a lot right now, but I have like, I don't want to say how much I have. Hopefully it goes up, but it's like a dividend, a free dividend for staking one coin, getting some of the same coin plus additional coin. I like that. That's like a free throw-in. Another one that I'm involved in is Dogecoin and also SHIB. Now, both of them are meme coins, which means it was like a joke when it was started. But it's got some backing by Elon Musk. He pays attention to it. And a couple of other high or well-known influencers and people out there in the Twitter universe. And this is why you do your own research, because there's, I think, 4 things that you really need to pay attention to when you're doing your own research. One of them is the gas fees. Okay, in order to do transactions on a blockchain, you pay what's called a gas fee. And that's the downside of Bitcoin. It's usually very expensive. Ethereum is very expensive in gas fees. One of the reasons they're doing the hard fork and going to an ETH2. The other thing you want to look at is community. How rabid or involved is the community of a particular project? Shibarium and Dogecoin have very active community members. If you go into Reddit and Telegram and Twitter and stuff like that, you see how volatile the emotions are. It's almost like going to a soccer game, a friendly match in England, in like Wembley Stadium, I want to say. It's crazy, the community that they have. You want to see that. That's a positive for any token. If there's no activity in Telegrams and Discords, well, what's the utility? Why aren't there people behind it? That's a very important. You certainly got to know the function of the token and the blockchain. What's it all about, Alfie? I mean, why are you here? What are you doing? What can you do for me? What can you do for humanity? Like Cardano, which I haven't spoken about yet, its mission is to bank the unfunded or the bankless people. It's trying to bring financial liquidity to everybody in the world, even if there's not a bank someplace. I like that. That resonates with me. So the function and the purpose. What's its purpose in life? If it's just there as a meme coin, do I really want to get involved in it? But when it has a rabid community, almost a cult-like following, I want to pay attention to it. Now, this is just informational, educational. So we've gone over the fact that there's over 1,000 blockchains, and we can't pay attention to 1,000. There's over 17,000 cryptocurrencies. You can't pay attention to 17,000. There's also NFTs, which we're going to get into in the next couple of weeks, especially as I go to the CNFT Con in Las Vegas. I've come down and we went over about 10 different projects that I'm either involved or aware of, and I went through them briefly. And the last one, which I did not really go over, is Cardano. Cardano is my biggest holdings, my biggest involvement in time and money. I have, I stake in Cardano, and I vote, and I work to help governance, which you don't get paid for. It's volunteer. The voting, you get a little bit of money. It's like dust. It's budget dust. But you do it because it helps governance, and it helps direct where the projects are going, where the seed funding is spent. So it's kind of a community obligation in a way. But I also stake. They have staking pools because Cardano, like Algorand and Osmo and Stellar, are proof of stake networks. And I think I misspoke on Stellar, but I'll check that one. But they're proof of stake networks, and they have staking pools. These are operators of the computers or the monitors or the validators or the oracles. There's someone that's running the machines that do the proof, the consensus work. And they get paid part of the gas fees that it costs to do a transaction on a blockchain. And it's paid back to the people that put money into the stake pools. You get a percentage. So on Cardano, it's somewhere between 4 and 5%. I average about 4.5%. That's not a bad passive income in my opinion. Cardano is a fairly stable network. It's never been hacked, and it's never been stopped in, I think, like 2-3 years. So it's pretty stable. According to NASDAQ.com, the top blockchains by, I believe, volume are Bitcoin, Ethereum, Xylem, Binance, Cardano, Doge, XRP, Litecoin, Bitcoin Cash, and Link. Those are the top 10 according to NASDAQ.com. So I would start my research, my DYOR, somewhere on the top list for NASDAQ. We're going to CoinMarketCap and look at the coins that they have listed at the top. Choose 3 or 4. Start reading about them in CoinMarketCap, read Medium, look at Telegram, go into Reddit and read the channels, and go into the subreddits. See what you think about the communities. How the people treat each other is a big one. Some communities I've gone into and they're negative and bash each other. I'm out of there. I only want positive vibes. But start there for DYOR. Do it yourself. Read about it before you dip your toe. And when you dip your toe, do it in very small chunks. it's not bad to put in $10 or $25. Just do it. If you're going to do it small, so if you make a mistake, you make a small mistake. Weigh out the pros and cons of each Bitcoin. Look, as I said, at the gas fees. Look at the community involvement. Look at the function of what the blockchain is about, and look at its purpose in the world. Why is it there? And there's other criteria you can get into, the financial return and this and that. All that is positive. I'm just telling you the four that I look at first blush. When I like something, I then go to the website. I get their white paper, very important. I read the white paper, and I look for their roadmap. I read the roadmap, see where they're going. Then I start doing more DYOR. I might look at LinkedIn. I want to know who their lead team is, who founded it. You know, like Silvio founded Algorand. He's brilliant. He's a cryptologist. He's a math whiz. His chain algo is based on some good math and science. Cardano, Charles Hoskinson is the main person. He's a math person. He's doing a lot of good, including starting an anti-aging clinic. Might be another reason Cardano4Seniors to get involved with Cardano is Charles Hoskinson's anti-aging clinic. But I like to find out who the team is. I want to be on a first name basis, and I try to hook up with their Telegram or their Twitter and see what kind of stuff they tweet, who they associate with, what, you know, try to start picking up on their principles in life. And that's how I make decisions on where to spend my time and my money. Might be just a little suggestion for you, not financial advice, just a way of educating you on how to do your own research, how to get involved with different blockchains, what to look for, and what to avoid. This is Tommy Fry, Cardano4Seniors, thanking you very much for spending your time with me and the Cardano4Seniors crew, and hoping you have a great day. Stay healthy, stay well, be safe. Bye.